Hello YouTube, this is Sonic2KK here, and welcome back to another Python tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to talk about a thing that I covered briefly in the last tutorial, and I think I covered it in the last tutorial. Anyway, well, briefly, and it's called concatenation. So, what concatenation is it's basically just a way to add something to a string. So if you have a string, say it says my name is, but say that value is going to change. Say you have it in an if statement, or you have it in a function that takes a name. Actually, let's do that. Let's say def greet, and then we'll say name, and then we will say print hello plus name, and we'll say great Eamon, and we'll run this, and I'll say hello Eamon. If we say this 10, hello Jimmy, etc. Basically, concatenation basically just uses a plus sign and adds whatever you put after it to the end of the string. It basically just shoves it on the end. So here it says hello space because it doesn't have a space, and then whatever string that we goes after the plus will be appended onto the text. Now if we say 10, we're going to get an error because you can't append numbers. You have to say str 10, and it makes it hello 10 because, you know, it has to be a string. I covered casting in one of the first tutorials, I think, so don't worry. If you don't know what casting is, you just go and refer to that tutorial. Now, there are several other ways to use concatenation. One of them being you can do %s, and then that %s just basically means hello %s, and whenever Python sees %s, it will say, right, okay, so I'm going to accept a list of arguments, and the first one being s for string. So what we're going to do is I'm going to say, no, I didn't do it. I thought it was plus, or no, not plus. That's, and we say name. So what does this do? Well, whenever Python sees %s, it says, right, I'm going to accept one argument using the % sign, and it's going to be a string. This means extra information string. So it's going to accept a string as an extra parameter. And to give the parameter to the string, you need to say %, and then even though you only have, if you only have one argument or extra piece of information for the string, you don't need these parentheses. But if you have two, then you need parentheses. So hello %s basically says hello, and then it accepts arguments like this, and you put in what %s will be replaced as. Will be replaced by. Now you can say 10 because it casts it for you, because this it just accepts a string. That's all this means. There is another way to accept arguments or concatenate things in a string, and that is to use a comma. Now notice how I didn't have the space here, but it still has a space here. This is because with the comma it will include a space. If we don't have, even if we don't have this space, it will still have, whoa, I can't use the keyboard shortcuts today. It still will have a space because the comma basically just adds it on using a comma. It just adds the extra piece of information that you want using a comma, and automatically includes a space for you. And you might find this to be more useful. It all depends on what you prefer. There's another one called dot format, but it's not very widely used, so I won't be covering it in this tutorial. But you can look into dot format, string dot format, in the Python documentation if you wish. With concatenation, if you were to type go and die, and then you say name, you can also add another comma, or you can add another plus, or you could have extra information using the % method, or the % version of concatenation if you prefer it. But I will use the commas for right now because I prefer the commas. Something, well, actually I use % more, but just to show you because I think it's cleaner if I show this example this way. Go and die, and then whatever your name is, I hate you because of reasons and logic. Go and die, Jimmy, I hate you because of reasons or logic. So basically here, I'm putting in a string, and then I'm concatenating on the end name, the value name, and then I'm adding another string. Just in case you didn't know that you could add extra information after you already concatenate something, you can still add more. Then you can have more concatenation if you wanted after this using another piece of information. You can do that as well. So I think that's all of the concatenation, basic concatenation that I really need to show you. If you want me to do a tutorial on dot format, leave a comment and I certainly will. But until then, hopefully you understood it. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment, requesting certain topics that you'd like me to cover, because we're kind of coming to the end of the basic stuff in Python, such as concatenation and functions and classes and stuff. But I still have something else that I want to show in classes. But anyway, yeah, share it with your friends if you think that your friends have found it useful. But until then, my name is ScienceGK, and I will see you in the next tutorial.